My dear friends, masters and gods, a very good evening to you all. Mahavatar TV warmly welcomes you to the 21 days free holistic wellness program, batch 20, day 30. So before commencing the session, I would like to say pranams to you all and to our Guruji Ranganath sir, our Grandmaster Maharshi Patriji, to our great Grandmaster Mahavatar Babaji, and to all the great Grandmasters and to the universe. So today's topic is role of negative ions in our life by Master Ranganath sir. Sir will be joining at 9:30 p.m. So meanwhile, we'll have meditation for the first 30 minutes. So masters, let's all do Anapanasati meditation. So it is 2500 years old Buddhist meditation technique. So that focuses on mindful breathing to cultivate concentration, calm, and insight. So Ana means in breathe, Apana means out breathe, Sati means to be with the breath. So create a calm and peaceful environment around you. Remove your spectacles if you are wearing them, keep them aside. Drink a glass of water before you start meditating. So water is believed to be flow throughout our body. So it helps you reach to each part of your body. Like in body scanning also we use this technique called drinking water. So keep another glass of water beside you. So you can have it after the session, meditation session. So darken your room, dim your lights, darken your room, create a peaceful and calm atmosphere. Sit comfortably in a sukhasana, on a mat or on a floor, any comfortable position. If you not able to sit on floor, you can sit on a chair with your legs crossed like this. Your legs crossed. Keep your back straight and relaxed. So keep your hands clasped like this, interlocking fingers of one hand with the other. Just rest them on your thighs. Hand position is on thighs and your legs crossed. Back straight and relaxed. Close your eyes. Gently close your eyes. Don't allow any distractions. Inhale, exhale. So observe your breath. Be present with each breath. Inhale and exhale. Don't try to control your breath. Just observe it. Observe the tip of your nose. The focus is not on controlling, but observing. Observe it with mindfulness. You may get thoughts, feelings, sensations, anything. Just ignore them. Cut the thoughts. Come back to the breath. Simply return your focus to the breath. If you get thoughts also, simply return your focus to the breath. Be patient and kind to yourself, because in this process you should bring your mind back again and again. Focus on breathing. I'll play a calming music. It helps you to focus and relax. Masters, last 1 minute. Feel the breath coming in and going out. Let's bring attention back to the body consciousness. The last 10 seconds. Count down. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Masters, gently rub your hands together, generating warm and energy. When you are ready, place your palms over your eyes for 5 more seconds. Feel the soothing pressure for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Masters, well done. We have done a beautiful and wonderful meditation. Sir is here. Good evening, sir.
Namaste to all. Good evening to everybody.
So this is the situation, sir. Daily we have very few members.
Yeah. Right. Okay, friends. Before coming to the session, my sincere pronouns to our beloved Guruji Brahmarshi Patriji. My great salutations to our beloved Grandmaster Mahavatar Babaji. Right. Yes. Before going into the session of today's topic, the role of negative ions in the daily life. There are many topics which we keep, learning. So today I'm seeing only few people, very few people, probably I think 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 people extra than right host and host. And there's one more person also left now. Yeah? What's the problem? Why? I mean, the very less number of people. Any reasons we can find? Huh? Is there a reason or simply because of time? Definitely time.
And any reason, sir? Because topics are good and masters are. I don't find any.
Right.
The thing is, if it is summer vacation, for other sessions also it may be summer vacation, but for some other sessions it is they are attending.
Sir, maybe we should not ask questions, sir. Sometimes they may feel if the answer is not known to them, they may feel some guilt, sir.
See, we don't punish them, no. What is wrong in asking questions?
No. Punishment is not this. Punishment is not that. The consciousness will be there.
See,
generally, no.
If question is asked, we will learn more.
Yes, correct. That we should give only choice. We should give the answers multiple choice. Ask them to select. Choose the correct answer.
Oh,
that is the right method.
When you are conducting the exam, it is
on Saturdays, sir. Which type? On Saturdays only.
Saturdays, okay.
That should be multiple choice.
That may not be the
reason.
Ah,
Reason, sir. Because
Even if
whenever I conduct which I'll give options also. It is not
One
a
of the, see, that is not the main reason. One of the reasons.
yes. Yes.
yeah, it may
Maybe
be
one of,
small. It may be a small percentage.
yes, sir.
Yeah,
yesterday we were 10 to 11.
Yes.
Today it's only 6.
correct. I think that day by day it is decreasing. Here looks like. Huh? Everywhere day by day it is growing. Everywhere, in English session it is decreasing. Opposite it's going. I think so. Hmm? Summer holidays
No,
maybe.
sir. Still, there are scopes to increase, sir. Sir told we will bring international speakers. By that, those English language speakers will increase, sir. Participants, they will increase, sir.
Oh, see, speakers will come, but audience also should be there, no? Like members should be there sufficient, because if they come from the different places, different all the other places, and they should not feel that 5 6 people are there like that. That is why. Anyway, we'll go ahead with what we are doing. So let's see. Okay. We'll decide later. We'll see that. Okay. Fine. So today's topic is the role of negative ions again. So further topics, further things, we'll look at it. Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay, friends. Here today we will have some more important points to consider about the negative ions. One such a thing is summer air contains more negative ions than winter air. That's what they would like to tell us. So the reason is generally the sun time, right? Sun energy is a medicine for us. We all know that. And also the morning sun and evening sun, we have more amount of negative electrons or negative ions. The in between the sun will be very hot, so wherein it will not give basically in electrons, it will try to give the protons. Okay, so that will not be good. Definitely, it's not good. At the same time, summer air contains negative ions, but than the winter air, that also they are trying to tell us, because generally what happen, the winter air have less negative ions. The reason is air available to us is like something like a hibernation of vegetation and greenery. That's what they say. That means especially in the spring summer, so it produces more negative ions via photosynthesis or whatever the reasons it is. So in winter, people breathe less negative ions in the winter, especially. And so obviously, what we need to do is we must try to develop strategies to get more negative ions, okay, to maintain the good health throughout the winter. Because in winter, negative ions are less, so then obviously our health also will go bad. So then we should find some alternatives in order to increase the negative electrons or negative ions, source of negative ions to our physical body. So remember this point. Summer will have definitely more negative ions. The winter will have very less number of negative ions. So that is going to be definitely causing some health problem to us. In order to avoid that, we should find out some alternative solutions for that. Remember this. This is very, very important point. At the same time, negative ions improve the respiratory function, that increase the movement of cilia. Cilia is one thing. Cilia is like a air, no? The small airs, little airs are there, no? For us. So, like airs, the ventricles of the before the lungs. Okay. What do they do is, like this cilia, basically what happen is keep the bronchial tubes and air passages. Okay. By moving the sweeping motion, what they do is first level of filtration of anything which we breathe inside. For example, we breathe a lot of pollen, lot of dust, all this, right? So the first level filtration happens at cilia. Cilia means like a little airs. All these airs are there, no? Such a little air will be there. Very, very minute, the filtration. That is where what happens is a lot of dust and pollen will not be allowed to go into the lungs. Otherwise, once it goes into the lungs, that definitely is going to damage. Okay. So that is the purpose of cilia. So the cilia movement especially will be much higher when there are more number of negative ions. That's all. That also that trying to tell you. So normally the cilia movement, is actually something nothing but sweeping action. Like we know sweeper in the house how we sweep, like we clean, right? Like that only the cilia also works. Before the lungs it is there. Before the lungs the cilia is there. There are like airs only, small. So they'll not allow any smallest particle also to go into the lungs. Otherwise what happen? It increases a lot of mucus, all these problems will start. So their normal sweeping action is 900 beats per minute. Remember this. The cilia movement, the continuous movement will be there. The cilia movement before the lungs is 900 beats per minute. So any exposure to the positive ions, for example, our body is exposed to the positive ions at any point of time. The cilia movement will be slowed down to 600 beats per minute. Remember this point. Very important. So whenever we expose this our physical body to the negative ions, for example, then the cilia movement will increase like anything, that becomes like 1200 beats per minute. Okay, so imagine. So like this, what happens is then the cleaning or sweeping of the sweeping action of the cilia, or the cleansing will be much better. So hence we must always try to increase more number of negative ions into our body in order to have healthy environment within us. That means for the proper detoxification, for our own healthy system, what we must do is, even if you are, for example, if you are breathing some polluted air, you're taking, as I told you, polluted air and pollen, whatever it is you are taking inside, because of the cilia movement and because of more negative electrons, the cilia movement is very fast. So then it will not allow anything to go inside. So that make sure that your so-called the detoxification of all this unhealthy matter will be much taken care. Okay, because of this cilia fast movement. Remember this point. Now, negative ions, what it does is it also try to improve the immunoglobulin A. Remember this immunoglobulin A. What is this immunoglobulin A? This immunoglobulin A regulates the allergy responses and guards the against all respiratory inspections. Okay, so this is very important. So it's a key check for your immune system, keeping you always young and vital. So that especially the respiratory system, it will guard against any kind of infections. Okay, so it's found that whenever you have more negative ions in your physical body, it will increase the production of immunoglobulin A. This is one of the secretion happen in our physical body. This is going to take care of your immune system especially. That means the immune system upgrade and enhancement will happen with the negative ions is always a very good thing for us, right? So in order to come out of any kind of a sick nature or lack of energy or a depressed immune system, with all these things. So any kind of issues are there within our physical body, if these negative ions are more, that will stimulate the body to increase the production of this immunoglobulin A. So that is the secretion happens. So that's how we are going to protect ourselves. Okay. So this is going to protect the immune system, and it makes sure that you will not get any kind of a respiratory infections. Nothing will happen to you. So this is more important. At the same time, negative ions slow down the breath, which is key to the health. See here, one more important point which we are trying to discuss. So what happens is, the first and foremost thing is, so whenever you have a more number of negative ions within your system, the breathing automatically goes down, goes very, very low. So that means the, like, the running of the breath is very, very slow always when you have more amount of negative ions within us. So particularly 1930, Dr. Buteyko, his name is Buteyko, found that people who breathe heavily, for example, anybody who is heavily breathing, that means too much breathing or fast breathing, they will die very fast. Okay, they will die very fast. So, and also any kind of they are also susceptible to the many chronic diseases also. It's very important. Okay, so that means, so what did we find is, so generally what happened, normally, 100 years back, our breathing rate was such a way that very, very slow. 100 years back, not now, 100 years back. How much it was? 7 to 10 breaths per minute. Now, it is almost 13 to 16 breaths per minute. Remember this. It was 100 years back, I am telling you. The 100 years back, the level of the health, the type of the health what we were having is, the old people, when you consider, so it's only the number of breaths were 7 to 10 only. Now it is increased to 13 to 6 also. That is why we will go and see many diseases across the people because of the heavy breathing, right? So if you are breathing too much, too shallow, right? Too shallow, too surface breathing, too quickly. So this is something like, hyperventilation. So this leads to definitely lot of diseases within us. Okay. So that's how what happens is, we will not get any kind of a negative ions here. Negative ions will not be there. At the same time, our health will also be damaged. Okay. So if at all you are breathing slowly, right? So that's how you get more number of negative ions, and especially when the negative ions are there more in your system, that itself will reduce the breath, the breath, what is so called speed and heaviness, everything it will reduce. That's very important. So when the more number of negative ions are there, what will happen is, it also increases the red blood cells, which carries the oxygen. So which is going to carry the oxygen within us, right? The oxygen generally what happen? It comes from the lungs, okay? Then it is absorbed into the blood. The oxygen flows inside the blood. But this oxygen has to reach to the cells actually. To the cells, all the cells. How does they reach to the cells? It reaches to the cells through the red blood cells. How the red blood cells will be more? So especially remember, when the negative ions are more, your red blood cells will be also more. Remember this. So that means negative ions increase the blood viscosity and allow the oxygen to get from the blood into the cells. That is more important. Okay. Oxygen can be there within the so-called blood. It can be there, but unless it reaches to the cells, right, the cells won't work properly. For which, what is the requirement? The important requirement is, if you have more number of negative ions within your blood, so the amount of oxygen conveying to the each and every cell of your body through the blood will be increased a lot. Only because of the presence of negative ions, all this will happen. If at all this doesn't happen, then what will happen, right? Generally, if there are more number of, instead of more number of electrons, if no more number of positive ions are available within the blood, then what happens is, the oxygen from the blood will not be conveyed to the cells of the body. At the same time, heart also will not get proper amount of oxygen. That leads to heart strokes and heart attacks also. Remember this. It means if more number of negative ions are not there within your blood, so then the oxygen is present, but oxygen will not go to the blood cells. That point of time, if heart also will have blood cells only. I mean, heart also will have the cells basically, right? So it is built with the cells only. So those cells doesn't get proper oxygen in the heart, then the heart slowly shrink and it get failed. Basically what happened, the heart attack happen, or the functioning of the heart will be totally halt. So that's how it happens. That is why, so breath slowing down is a very, very important process, my dear friends. So for example, in the meditation also you see, observe it. When we sit silently and observe the breath, then breath will come down. When the breath come down, what happens? The actual healing will start. Okay, so that is why, so it is very, very essential that more number of negative ions are there, so all this will be happening. Otherwise, the lot of diseases will come, because the oxygen flow should be conveyed to each and every cell within our physical body. That is very, very important. Okay, for which this negative ion should be more in the blood. So especially for this, the anything slow down the breath, right, generates negative ions within you, like breath work and exercise. So this is like earlier also I was telling, if you do exercise, some pranayama, breath work, all this, they in turn generate the negative ions within your body itself. You are taking from outside, that is one thing. Secondly, if you are doing this kind of exercise, for example, breath work, all these things, if you are doing, the negative ions will be generated within your body. That is why we recommend everybody do the exercises, do the yoga, do the pranayama, all this we tell you. Every day you keep doing it, you will have sufficient negative electrons or sufficient negative ions within your body itself. Okay, remember this point. At the same time, negative ions in your water. See here, negative ions, generally, so we will not find much negative ions in the especially tap water. Remember this. Tap water, what we drink, the wash basin water, all these things, so we found more amount of positive ions than the negative ions. It's very, very important. Okay. So when the positive ions stop electricity flowing through your body, and then obviously with electric current flow will be stopped within your body. That is why we should not consume this kind of water. So what we should do is, so we will always remember one thing. This especially the more amount of positive ions, whatever the water we consume, it creates lot of problems within the physical body. Especially it creates arthritis, all these things. The positive ions are more, so your water, so definitely it is not pure, and the positive ions are more, then it will causes lot of problems. Okay, the current flow will be reduced within your physical body. Current flow will be reduced, then lot of organs start failing. I mean, they don't function properly. So then what we need to do is, we should try to achieve this more amount of negative ions and remove the positive ions. Especially, we should increase the negative ions. Then the distilled water. We talk about distilled water. So the water we found in nature, right? So that is the actual distilled water, in fact to speak. Okay. So then this distilled water, or the water we found in the nature, which will have the more amount of negative ions, okay, more amount of electrons also. So that's how it is. So the distilled water is purified water with zero containments. In fact, so sequence of this heavy metal toxins being pulled out. So left with the only negative charge water. Okay. So if you take any distilled water, for example, so that is where all the negative ions will be more and positive ions are pulled out. Okay. That's how it is going to be supplying more amount of electricity for your human body to function. Optimal performance will be there. So hence this distilled water especially, either you get the distilled water prepared, or you take a nature water, water found in the nature, that will have always more amount of negative ions. Okay. So a negatively charged ionic liquid drink, distilled water, when you consume, you know what happen? It will plus the system. That means whatever opposite is there. If you have more amount of negative ions, right? So it will attract its opposite and place them out of your system, right? So that's how it happened. And it will never plus out the good stuff because they are negatively charged also and repel each other to maintain fluidity. So, for example, if you drink a water with more amount of negative ions, right? That's especially the water in the nature where you found, right? So it will try to maintain more fluid, and it doesn't remove any good stuff, any toxins, anything is there, it will remove from your system. People who drink distilled water, right, included some of the healthiest people, due to negative ions, electrical energy, and its capacity to remove stored toxins in the bloodstream and vessels of the human body. See here, whenever you drink the water with that distilled water, or water which is having more amount of negative ions, what they do is they will try to remove all the toxins stored inside the blood vessels. That means it will also detoxify. That's what they're telling. So the rainwater is a great to drink because it's a distilled water. Rainwater especially. I told many times, when the rainwater comes and hit the ground, then it creates lot of negative ions. Okay. So that's how it happens. And even fruits also having more amount of distilled water. So that's also one important thing. So because the whatever the water which is contained in the fruits, inside the fruits, okay, that is also distilled water only. It is a distilled water. So definitely, the fruits and vegetables, by consuming, you get more number of negative ions into your body. Okay. So then, if you have more number of negative ions, what will happen? All the toxins will be removed. All the toxins from your system, it will be removed. It is more and more advantageous. Okay. So this how we need to remember, friends. Okay. So these are the some of the things, right? So we are drinking distilled water, like especially the water, like for example, nature water, the water which you found in the nature directly. Spring water, let's say spring water. Spring water will have highest amount of negative ions. Okay. So likewise, so whenever you get opportunity, so you should always try to drink the distilled water. For example, if you eat more fruits, more vegetables, inside fruits and vegetables, you always find a distilled water because it contains lot of negative ions. Especially you eat this kind of food, natural food, you get more amount of negative ions. If you eat any non-vegetarian food, what will happen is, in fact, you will get more positive ions. I mean, the food itself is acidic food. So in that case, you'll definitely have very less number of negative ions within that kind of food. So that is why. So we have to choose. We have to choose and drink that kind of water. All these things, if you are maintaining, then what will happen is you can maintain the health properly. That's very important. Okay. So other thing is then negative ions and urine therapy is also very, very important subject, friends. So what happens here is the negative ions, which I told you in the distilled water, very much available, right? And within our system, within our physical body, what is the distilled water? The kidneys, what are the kidneys? Entire our blood will be purified and produce some kind of water which is called urine. So in that urine, you will have definitely if it's actually distilled water out of our system which is going out, like the water within the fruits and all what you find, right? Same in the same way. So what will happen is when you take that urine again into the again back, looping back, you take it, then it has got more number of electrons. Remember this. Okay. So all the yogis, especially let me tell you, many of the yogis, they used to drink this their own urine in order to get more amount of negative ions into the body. Especially remember this, the small baby, it will be, doing a swimming inside the so-called the fetus. The fetus will be swimming inside the what? Mother womb. What is there in that? Amniotic fluid plus urine. That is where the baby will be growing, but it grows very well. Why? What is the reason? Because it has got all the minerals. Understand? So hence, this urine, whatever it goes out of our kidneys, which is nothing but a distilled water, which has got highest amount of minerals. Obviously, you will get more number of negative ions. Buddha himself have, basically the major bowel movement with the, especially by consuming the urine that flushes lot of toxins out of your body. So the fresh urine is incredible, for detoxification and subsequent amplification of your vessel. So it means, so one thing we need to remember is whatever the urine which you are drinking, if it is getting aged, that means fermented, getting older more and more, that becomes more and more powerful. Understand? All the Sufi yogis, let me tell you, all the Sufi yogis, aged urine, they consider it as a abundant source of negative ions, especially electricity. Understand? So, whoever is going to consume this aged urine, that will have abundant amount of these negative ions. That means abundant amount of electricity will be available within our system. If somebody is drinking aged urine, normal urine itself is having good amount of minerals and negative ions. But if somebody is drinking the aged urine, that means 1 week, 1 month, maybe 2 months or even 3 months, 6 months, like that. So that kind of urine, if anybody is drinking, it is having abundant amount of negative ion electricity, charged liquid. That's a charged liquid. So whoever is going to consume that, see, the consequence is the excellent health will be there. So that's what they are trying to say. So this, even Sufi saints are, Sufi saints will follow this. Buddha also followed this. Buddha also followed the urine therapy. That is what the, a lot of scriptures are telling us. Remember this point. So this is how we need to understand, friends. Okay. So hope you understood whatever we discussed till now. These are the things, some of the facts about negative ions, and further some more sources and much more wisdom related to the negative ions we will be knowing in the next session also. Okay. Thank you so much. Dhyana.
Thank you, sir. So any masters have any queries? Can ask.
Yes. Yeah. Tell me, madam. Vedavad, madam.
Distilled water,
Yeah.
normally it is used in batteries, no, sir.
Which one?
Distilled water.
Yeah. Correct.
It is normally used in batteries.
Yeah.
Can we drink it?
Because it has got more amount of negative ions only, they use it. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Correct.
It means we can consume this.
No, the distilled water which they use, we should also find out any other chemicals are there. Okay. But otherwise, what I am trying to say is rainwater is good distilled water.
Yes.
Rainwater.
That time.
We should think about that way.
Sir, other than this urine, how to increase our negative ions?
Oh, there are many ways, no? Many ways which we have go on discussing. See, fruits and vegetables, if you are eating more, you get more amount of negative ions. If you are taking morning sunrise and sunset, negative ions will increase. If you are walking on the barefoot, it will increase. If you are going to hug the trees, you are going to increase. If you are going to spend some time in the nature, it's going to increase. If you are doing meditation under the pyramid, you are going to increase. So likewise, if I keep on talking, several ways are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So nothing to worry. All these ways, but they're all the things which we know, but we should follow.
Fine.
Okay. If you don't follow, you won't get negative ions. Obviously, our system needs negative ions to be healthy. Let me tell you once again. Our system. Generally, what happens? We talk about prana shakti, right? We talk about nadi suddhi. All these things we talk about. But physically, when you come and talk, I should use this word only. What is that? Negative ions. That means the more amount of free electrons circulating or flowing within me, it causes more amount of electrical current flow across my body. Then only all the organs works properly.
Sir.
If you talk physically like this, if you talk subtle way, with respect to, in the spiritual way, if you talk about, I always say my pranamaya kosha should be full of the energy. All my nadis must be cleansed. I used to use these words, isn't it?
Yes.
Both are one and the same. There's no difference.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Any other masters?
Gayatri, iPhone, Samsung. We have to use the names like this. iPhone, Samsung. Sheila madam. Yes. So anybody having any question, you can ask. Okay.
What happens to water stored in brass vessels? Someone asked.
Brass vessel. Brass vessel also, yeah, it also supplies electrons.
Bronze, not brass. Bronze.
Copper.
Copper.
Yes, copper is very important. One thing it cleans. Second thing, it supplies more electrons. Yes. Rajsekhar.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah.
Very good explain about negative ions, sir.
Correct.
Sir, in negative ions, in purified water, there is no negative ions, sir?
Purified? No. There is no negative ions in that. Purification, whatever the water purifier, all this, no? Okay. It doesn't have.
There is no. Borewell water without purifier, borewell water?
Borewell water also, but there are other problems, no? Like the borewell water will have more amount of fluoride. Fluoride is not good for the health.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Distilled water only negative ions.
Distilled water, and especially the water which goes through the ground, like for example, free flow of water, like a rainwater, and comes through some spring water. Otherwise, what you should do is more or like, you should charge the water. How do you charge the water? Keep under the pyramid, okay, and like that, okay. You do all this, then what happen? Again, it will recharge. Then it will get more amount of electrons into it.
If you charge the water, means if you take the water, if you heat the water, that only also get the distilled water.
Same.
Okay.
So the pyramid water is charged. Okay, pyramid water is charged, and also water. We always say, and even our elders used to say, store the water in the copper vessel in the night and then drink in the morning. Yes, that is the distilled water. That's a structured water.
Which one, sir?
Water which is stored in the copper vessel throughout the night.
Okay.
Otherwise, a steel vessel. Take that steel vessel. Put one copper sheet into the water. The water poured into that steel vessel. Keep it for 6 to 8 hours. The water gets structured. The water becomes structured water. That will have more amount of negative electrons.
And soil pot?
Yeah.
Pot, sir. Soil pot also?
Soil.
Pot, sir. Yes, sir.
Soil pot, that one you are telling.
Earthen pot.
Mud pot, right?
Mud pot, sir. Yes. Yeah. What about that, sir?
Mud pot also helpful. Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir.
After the copper, mud pot is only the next thing.
Okay, sir. Mud pot, yes.
These two only more useful.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. In our body present the positive ions. Cells get the oxygen very less, and heart will be heart also get very less oxygen. Then will get the heart attack. Correct, na, sir?
Yeah. What happens is generally more amount of positive ions. That means there's a more amount of toxins.
Okay,
All
sir.
the toxins in the body is called positive ions.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So if there are more positive ions in the body, that means more
Okay.
toxins are there.
Okay, sir.
If there are more toxins, what happens is the oxygen available in the blood will not be circulated properly to all the blood cells. Then
Okay, sir.
when that doesn't happen, so the oxygen flow to the heart also will be less. Then the heart
Okay.
gets paid.
Okay, sir.
Because see, without oxygen, the cells within the heart also doesn't function.
Yes.
So why the oxygen flow is very less to the blood cells, any part of the body. In fact, not only for the heart, any part of the body is because of the less amount of presence of the negative ions in the blood. Okay. If that is more, then this problem will be solved.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So
Okay, sir.
all the red blood cells, that means the blood, especially blood will have always oxygen that comes from lungs, but
Okay, sir.
it has to be supplied to each and every other cell of the body. Then only we are
Okay.
healthy. Otherwise, we cannot be healthy.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for your helpful our body for negative ions, and where our body running only for negative, more for negative ions only our body running, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes.
For what for that we have to take distilled water and fruits, and we have to
Fruits,
walk for
vegetables,
bare walking.
you can bear walking, especially
Yes.
bear walking also whenever the huge rain comes and stop, no? That time you
Okay.
you bear walk, do the barefooting
Okay.
walking. You get huge amount of negative ions.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
walk on the natural stones, not on the ceramic tiles in the house. No
Okay,
use.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And also people nowadays, they are staying in the high-rise apartments. Somewhere 10th floor, 15th floor. There is no question of negative ions for them. That's how they are getting more diseases and they are going to hospitals, and all the cities are getting a super specialty hospital because of people doesn't have negative ions. That is why there is no health for them. Then what is the alternative for them? They have to keep coming down to the earth, and even when they come down to the ground floor, there also the complete setback, complete apartment is full of tiles and
Tiles and said terrace
there
cement.
even cementing.
Yes.
There is no the natural soil.
Natural cells. Yes, sir. Yes,
Then
sir.
you have no option to get the negative ions there also.
Yes, sir.
So if there are no negative ions in the physical body, your toxins will never be removed. Remember this
Yes,
one.
sir.
Detoxification is zero.
Okay, sir.
This much problem will happen. Okay. So then
Okay,
what
sir.
is the solution? Solution is increase the negative ions, take all the sources, whatever sources possible, you take it.
Even if you speak, even if you breathe pure oxygen, also it won't reach to the cell level. It will stop the
No.
yes.
Even you take pure oxygen, whatever, so it won't reach to the cells without the presence of negative ions.
That is
See,
what they found in
what happens?
yes.
One test is done. One experiment is done. I explained in the first class itself.
Yes.
So
about rats. Yes.
yeah, rats, rabbits, they kept in the one cage where they are given pure oxygen without negative ions. Okay. So they are dead after 14 days. All are dead. They are trying to experiment. What is the problem? The problem is oxygen is there, but negative ions are not there. So obviously what happened? It is dead. So that is the kind of trouble we are facing nowadays. in the cities, especially urban cities. Okay, because the atmosphere what we have around us having highest amount of positive ions. If you go into the city, busy junction, where lot of traffic, lot of buildings, lot of vehicles are going, you get only positive ions. You won't get not even one electron there. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Also,
sir.
these things are summer air and winter air.
That is
Is
also
it due to presence of humidity or any other reason, sir?
correct. No, humidity, no. Actually, winter time, I think this vegetation, hibernation, whatever. So, mostly they say that in the winter you find less amount of negative ions, but in the summer you find in the morning and evening more amount of negative ions. That's the best way to use it. So probably the humidity, I don't say humidity. Humidity means again like a moisture.
If there is humidity, there will be no free flow of electrons, I think. Maybe
We can't say like that. There's nothing like that. Humidity is nothing but the moisture in the atmosphere.
yes, sir. If there is moisture, no dry air, no free flow of electrons.
So basically, sunlight also will be lesser sometimes in the winter season, right? And vegetation also, how far it will grow. That's also point. Okay. In the spring summer, for example, in the spring summer, so there the lot of new leaves will be keep coming. Okay. So at that time, what they say is you get more amount of negative ions. That's what they say. Spring summer, especially spring summer.
Yes.
Okay. So the people who are staying in the 14th floor, 11th floor apartment and all, there is a one solution. You find the grounding mats, grounding badges available in the Amazon or whatever. So as per the Dr. Biswarup Chowdhury, he found some of the zero voltage mats or the grounding mats. If you buy and so that obviously that will be put into the electric charge, it will be put into the socket, then that will get ground through the neutral of the electric board. So this especially the grounding mat will get the so-called grounding. That's why this mat is especially called grounding mat. If they start using that, now and then, even though they are staying in 13th, 14th floor, they also get the so-called grounding. Because anyway, they come down, they have no soil, right? And they will not come down also. Very less number of times they will come down. Because of this, what happened? The negative ions, the presence of negative ions are not there. They suffer mostly respiratory problems. See in the city, respiratory problems are very heavy, but also a lot of back pain, no energy, okay, like this. All the suffering is there within the physical body. Okay. Yes.
Sir, one Miss Deepti Delvi, she says, sir, आपके regular session कैसे join करे? I told her to leave her mobile number. She's given in the chat box. Deepti Delvi.
I think madam is already in the group. She is already in the group.
Now then she's asking how to join your class.
Do you want to speak, madam? Yes.
एक्चुअली मुझे ये पूछना था कि मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम आपका सेशन ज्वाइन किया है और ये बहुत नॉलेजेबल है, मुझे आपका मेडिटेशन भी बहुत अच्छा लगा। तो जैसे मैंने देखा कि 21 दिन का आपका जूम लिंक आएगा, फिर उसके बाद मैं आपके साथ कैसे कनेक्ट हो जाऊं, मतलब ऐसा क्या करूं कि मैं आपके साथ कनेक्टेड रहूंगी?
Right. So you can connect to my number. I'll put in the group. Okay, the chat box. You contact. Huh? Okay. Yes. If you have any questions, if you want to talk anything, you call that number. Yeah. Regularly you attend the classes and invite some people also who are really interested in this spiritual subject and all. So they'll be
That's
benefiting. No doubt they'll get benefit because many of the things are not known to us. That's why we are all unhealthy. So I know I've been talking about this negative ions. It's a lot of subject. It's a deeper subject. Probably it goes for next 5 to 6 sessions also. Each session will have lot of wisdom, and once we are knowing that, if the people started using it like that, then they'll become healthy. Obviously, no doctors required. See, what it makes more important is every organ will have some voltage. Every organ in our physical body have some its own voltage to function. And because of that voltage, proper amount of current flow will happen within our system. When there is a proper amount of current flow, no issues will come out. No health issues will come. Okay. Then, obviously, for that to happen, you must have enough amount of electrons within us. That's how we'll get the health. Okay. So one more source of electrons I explained about the urine therapy. It's called auto urine therapy, self urine therapy. If somebody is doing that, then it is going to give us lot of minerals. Through that, you get more amount of source of electrons into us. That's how we are flooded with the electrons in the urine therapy. That's how what happened. It makes you much healthier compared to any other people. Okay. So that's how urine therapy is supplying the so-called negative ions. They say that if the same urine get fermented, if you keep it stored for more time, it becomes much more powerful. They also say that. That means it is going to give you highest amount of negative ions than the fresh urine. The aged urine is going to work wonders. So that's why we call it as a elixir. This urine is nothing but a elixir. Okay, amruta. Right? So this is one of the source. If someone knows you are getting, I mean, you are getting to, you are getting a motivation to use it. You are getting a motivation to try it out. Yes, it works wonders.
और
Okay.
सर हमें एम्प्टी स्टमक अर्ली मॉर्निंग का यूरिन कलेक्ट करके उसको पीना है इमीडिएटली.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. See, that is going to be like it's as I told you, elixir, nature tonic. I can say it's ambroli. Ambroli means amruta, nectar. I can use any number of words for this. Recently, what happened? This Paris Rawal. Paris Rawal is a Bollywood actor,
Film
right?
actor.
Film actor. Along with him, first he came out and told openly that somebody Devagan, I think his father, somebody Ajay Devagan father, I think no, mostly told him, he got accidented. Paras Rawal got accidented to the knee injury in the cinema shooting or somewhere. He was taking rest. Then he told, so will you drink your own urine the morning time? That's the best thing which is going to work. Then he believed it and he started. 15 days, within 15 days, that entire knee injury got cemented automatically. It got cemented inside. And the doctors got wondered, how can it be cured within 15 days? So he used to drink 1 glass of water, 1 glass of his own urine in the morning, first urine. Then after he announced, maybe in a few days or something, like maybe in the Twitter or somewhere, again other two heroines came forward and told that. So the like a secret for our beauty is drinking our own urine. They started saying. So that's the thing. That is a kind of power which is there, energy within that. Okay, it's it keep you not to age. It will always keep you like youthful look, right? There are no foldings on any of the skin. Foldings will never happen. That is the power of our own urine. Okay, self urine. Just for that, what you need to do is normal food. Don't take too much pungent or very kara pada. That means very spicy food. Don't take it, and drink proper amount of water, like 10 glasses per day. Every 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 glass. Before food, after food, 40 minutes, you leave it. Drink anytime, water or urine. You can drink urine, you can drink water also. Then what happens is, when you do these kind of things, you can imagine, right? So it's going to give such many minerals to our body. All the minerals. It has got minerals, hormones, enzymes, vitamins. 4 things are there within that. This particular water cannot be made by any scientist in this world on the Earth planet. Nobody can make it. Why they can't make it? Because this particular system, which is designed by Creator, it is so complex and it's so wonderful. It's a magical machine. It only prepare this elixir or this so-called urine. No one else can do on this Earth planet. Just to prepare this tonic, nature tonic, nobody can do. So such is the power of this. Okay. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Today's session is very knowledgeable for me. And tomorrow I will try to drink own urine. Obviously, first day, so there is some hesitation, but I will definitely try.
No, you try. Don't worry. Don't hesitate or not doing it. Or even cancer, for that matter, the cancer can be cured only with this. Nothing else can cure. If someone, let's say one cancer patient, 3rd, 4th stage also, let him do fasting of, let him do the urine fasting for 20 days continuously, he'll come out of the cancer. What he need to do? He should drink water, he should drink urine. Water, urine, like this 10 to 15 days. If you wanted, you can eat vegetables, something like that. No cooked food at all. No cooked food. If anyone can, any cancer patient who is suffering, if he does this for, let's say, about continuous 20 days, he'll come out of that cancer so easily. No medicine, nothing required.
Such an amazing result.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very much possible. And see, all these heroines and all, they drink, for example, and they apply on the skin. Skin doesn't get any kind of foldings, even if you are 80, 90, 100 also. Morarji Desai, 100 years he lived. He left his body 1995 March. Okay. Somebody went in 1994 and interviewed him. That is 1 year before. That's a 100th year is 95. 99th year, somebody went and sat with him, a journalist. He was speaking to him and he interviewed him. He was not having one fold on the face. He was 100 years. He was looking like a youth only. Only thing is, his time is over, then he left. Otherwise, he was just, so young and youthful look, even at 99th year also. Because he regularly use it. What he does, he drink it, he apply for the entire physical body, leave it for 30-40 minutes and then take bathing. When you take bath, probably we should avoid using the soap. Use some powder, so-called the powders like
ಬೇಕಿನ ಆಟ
any kind of a hittu ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ. So natural powder. So bathing powders. Use the bathing powder or something. Don't use soap. When you take urine, urine massaging, after that, whatever the bath you take, don't use the soap. That's all. So that's how what happened. The entire physical body, it will be so youthful, and inside also we'll have the consumption, right? That makes sure that we have sufficient amount of mineral support within the physical body. So all the cells will actually work, all the organs will work perfectly. There won't be any issue at all.
So I'm going to urine bath tomorrow morning.
Start. Okay. So for that, what will happen is almost when you are sleeping, for example, 8 o'clock you eat food, 10 o'clock so complete digested, right? That time you are going for the bed. 10 o'clock, you just make sure that whatever the urine is there, just pass it out. Just freshly drink 1 or 2 glasses of water, and then if you sleep, morning the first urine comes. The first 5 drops you leave it. In between urine you take it. Last 5 drops you leave it. That urine will be having less amount of color. If you are strictly speaking, no much color, no much smell, and it will be excellent to drink also. Okay. And in the daytime, whatever excess urine comes, no, all that collect in the this so-called liquor bottles. Liquor bottles will be available for free. They'll be throwing out. Just ask them. They'll give and just clean them. Keep stock in the house. Whatever the urine comes rest of the times. See, for example, you are drinking morning and evening, 1 glass. In the center, whatever the urine comes, go on collecting these bottles. Store it. Bottles caps will be loose, it should not be tightened. Okay, just keep it. Just keep just keep it, not to press it or not to rotate much. That kind of thing, because air has to go in, come out. Okay, and also keep it not directly exposed to the sun. At least the sun light, not to be kept in the dark place. Okay, just take care of this. This much you take care. The urine will get slowly fermented. Okay. Some of our friends are having 25 years urine is there. 25 years urine back. They have collected and kept it. But you know how it works? Psoriasis in no time can cure. Psoriasis. Okay. Psoriasis people, if you go on apply that kind of 20 years urine, 15 years urine, it will work like a magic. Understand?
Yeah.
So, Deeptiji, from which place you are? Which
Maharashtra, Pune.
Pune. Okay. So, how did you join? How did you get the link for this session?
So in YouTube I heard all your YouTube videos, Patri sirs, all that two ladies talking on sirs, all that interview. In that somewhere, they post the link. Then I joined WhatsApp, and today randomly I joined the link. So today is my first day, but I know Patri sir's session is so knowledgeable. That's why I joined. But I really love. Today is the divine message for me, divine urine bath and drinking urine.
Yeah, definitely. So, because this wisdom is a rarely supported or rarely available wisdom for us, especially because in this modern world, nobody want to talk about it. Even if people are doing, they are doing very secretly, and they are enjoying the benefits. They are not telling outside.
Yeah.
Paresh Rawal dared to come and tell that. Then other two heroines followed by two heroines told, we are also doing it. Imagine. So that kind of how many people may be doing it, all these, the celebrities or something. So nobody's telling us.
Actually.
So that's how it is, this particular wisdom is just, kept hidden. But Mahavatar Foundation has done so much effort to bring them out, and we taught many sessions and many ways, many masters came and shared their wisdom also on urine therapy, and many people are also following it. Okay.
Even sir, you shared all the knowledge in very free of cost, but
Correct.
other people it cost of lots of money for this knowledge, and this is very valuable knowledge. Whatever
Yeah.
you said and whatever you tell, in Pune, Mumbai, they charge a lot of money, sir, and you just give like this way.
Correct.
And it is very deep knowledge. It is not random talk and all that. It's
Yeah.
actually very deep knowledge, sir.
Correct. That is true. Yes, madam. Okay. Right. You start it. So definitely you feel great benefit, and also drinking one thing, massaging one thing, right? After massage, complete even head also. For example, some of the people with a bald head, they tried bald head. They applied the old urine, applied, then the hair growth started again. Okay, like that, many experiments are done. Many more, See what happened in the recent times. There is one book called The Water of Life. You also read it. The Water of Life by John Armstrong.
Water of life.
The Water of Life by John Armstrong, which is written in 1943. So, because of him only, in the modern days, this the importance of the urine therapy is widely spread. Otherwise, nobody was worrying about it. Then after him in India, so probably at the age of 60, Morarji Desai was started talking about this in India in the recent times. The 1943 time that John Armstrong experienced, he solved his like so-called incurable disease. All the doctors have left their hope and they said, you can't do anything, you will be dead in next 3 months. Then he now took it as a challenge. Then he started exploring and he found himself cured from this thing by drinking his own urine. And then after he did many people healing, many people are cured with the help of the urine therapy. Then he got full idea and confidence. Then he has written the book for the whole world. That book is even now also available in the Amazon. So The Water of Life by John Armstrong. Such is a powerful book. You just read it. You get solutions for all the problems. You don't need to search anywhere. That's how that book particularly, John Armstrong book, which is presented to Morarji Desai in the conference, in one of the conferences. Here, when he was 60 years old, somebody just presented him that gift. That book, the Water of Life by John Armstrong. Then this man started, this man read that book. After that, he started following it at the age of 60. Then up to 99 years also, there are no issues as such health-wise. Only thing is, the last day has come, then he has to leave this planet. That's all. That's how he left. Otherwise, he was quite healthy. Okay. That's how this wisdom is conveyed. I mean, wisdom is, again taken to the public by John Armstrong with his effort. Again, it is now spreading faster. So that's how we have to be very thankful to him. In the recent times, he is the pioneer of the urine therapy. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. The link of the YouTube channel is shared in the chat box, madam. You can see our old videos also regarding this wisdom.
सर ये PDF आप WhatsApp ग्रुप पर सेंड कर सकते हो, क्योंकि अगर लिंक कट हो जाएगी तो ये चली जाएगी ना PDF.
Okay. We'll send it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for this valuable knowledge. I'm going to fan off my own urine now onwards.
Yeah.
Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Wonderful. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. It's because of you and it's because of Guru that I saw in you.
Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. Right. Okay. Bye.
Someone has a question, sir. If in our body any part got partially paralyzed, by increasing negative ions in our body, it helps to overcome the paralyzed.
Yeah. It will cure. You just you go and drink the urine. That will solve the problem. Any paralysis, all this, any organ is not working. It will see the urine has got a power to reconstruct the cells which are dead also. Okay, regeneration or reconstruction, all this will happen because of the just urine drinking. Okay. So that's how any cells which are dead, any particular organs are not working, if you again regenerate the cells or generation happening, then that particular part comes to life again. It starts working. Okay. Right. So we'll close the session then. Okay. Right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I have one small suggestion for
Mm.
increasing the strength of this English class. Sir, instead of 9 o'clock, if we start little bit early,
Little bit early means 8 o'clock. That's all. 8 to 9.
shall we try for some time?
Yeah, 8 to 9. If people are free, then they can join. If they're busy means we can't do. Generally, we have to see. Like some of the people
Having dinner time, maybe.
they'll be coming late and all that. Okay. We'll check about it, right? Okay. Think offline.
Sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Good night.
Yes. Thank you so much, friends.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste to all. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Let's thank the universe and Mahavatar Foundation for giving us this platform to learn wisdom from many masters. And let's thank all the masters who have attended the session. Thank you. So please don't miss the session tomorrow. There will be holistic lifestyle techniques tomorrow. So see you all tomorrow.